At 142, it'll be Boyle of Oregon State, and he'll be meeting Barry of East Stroudsburg.
Well, that's a surprise at this weight class. I don't think anybody picked either of these two to reach the finals, but Barry did a superb job. And you got Boyle, who's been here before, and I feel this is a toss-up.
Oh, now at 142 pounds, David Boyle of Oregon State, who hails from Kenai, Arkansas.
Okay,
he's a senior.
Championship finals.
We'll
Stay in
meet
the
Terry
middle.
Barry from East Stroudsburg, a senior from Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. Oh, that's Kenai, Alaska, not Arkansas.
Terry Barry,
Barry's a senior out of Wind Gap, but we're going to have a stalemate.
Got illegal scissor, 1 point.
The odds are better than even that Boyle is probably the best wrestler in Kenai,
1 green.
Alaska, or at least the best college wrestler at the moment. Boyle was seated 5th going into the tournament, and Barry of East Stroudsburg was seated 3rd.
Just refereeing this bout is Ed Massoud.
Very hard to...
he called a quick penalty in that situation. He said it was an illegal headlock. Ed's living down around Gaithersburg, Maryland. Worked this tournament before. I just didn't have a chance to look at it on our micro mini screen.
Well, Larry, you know, one thing you commented on has been the dash and the color of uniforms. You got to hand it to Oregon State, though. Jet black, no trim, whatever. Absolutely black.
And nothing on it.
And nothing on it.
No, it's the way you buy them. You save money. This buy.
Circle in the middle.
And then so that's how you can tell the Oregon State wrestler. The East Stroudsburg uniform is also black, but it has some red trim, as you can see.
Restart.
As they go off the mat. So Terry Barry of Wind Gap is the wrestler with the red trim on his uniform, and he has his back to you at the moment. Last year in this weight class, pretty fair wrestler named Joe Cesari
Stalemate. Restart.
was the champion.
Let me get the headgear.
Well, you know, the funny part about it, Joe, when you look at that finals last year, Cesari and Frick, and both of them got knocked. They were seeded 1 and 2, and both of them were knocked out early.
Okay, on your line.
In this tournament. Frick got hammered in the semifinals by Kunzelman, I think it was, or Boyle rather. It was some like 15-5 or 10-5.
Nothing there, nothing there.
Still no takedown, 1 minute left. Boyle beat Frick 10-5, and Barry beat Cesari 6-4. So the finalists from last year went down in the semifinals.
49 seconds.
Darren Henning, I thought might be here at 142, but
is that the red or the green wrestler, Larry? That's ahead here. With the ankle bands that are.
Yeah. Barry was 4th in the Easterns and 6th in the Pennsylvania Conference. Wrestled at Penargil High School.
Go to the center. Let's go in the middle.
Well, with 10 seconds ago, that penalty that was given at the beginning of the bout when that illegal head scissors, something we haven't had a chance to examine, is still the point differential.
Period, break.
It's one of the odd things in wrestling to see only 1 point on the board on the first score, and usually you'll get a takedown.
Takes bottom. The bottom. Okay,
which
we'll
will give you 2 of 1-0 score.
Okay, green takes down, period 2.
Rare at the first period of a bout. Boyle of Oregon State out in front 1-0.
Okay, fellas, second period.
Due to the illegal head scissors.
Green. Okay, red on top.
The green on the...
Easy.
It's 1-0 green, and when you look up at the scoreboard, I defy you to figure out what green is. That green has been up on that board since Stabler opened 5 or 6 years ago, and it's now faded to a gray. What used to be red is now
Hold it up.
something else, and we had a drop to the mat, and I think we have an injury.
Let me take care of the kid first, coach.
Okay, I'm okay.
Just got a little stunned. Dale Thomas, the coach of Oregon State, out on the mat checking up.
Come down on his head or just...
Head and the side.
Which come down on?
Just nothing more than a forceful trip, but they have to be examined. So we have timeout. Total time, length of time is 1.5 minutes. But it's funny, Shal, I was looking at the PIAA state champions from the past years. And the names when I look at from last year and the wrestlers that are here,
You okay,
pretty
son?
remarkable.
Okay, stop
Particularly
the time.
84 year.
That was illegal slam. It's 1 point green.
Illegal
Now,
slam,
the first
Larry.
thing I worry about, the kid hit, went limp. My first concern is the safety of that
he
kid.
Hit his leg.
The concern-
His coach called it, and you did.
No, the concern is the safety of the kid first, Bob. No, I'm not. No, the safety of the kids are first. When that kid hit and didn't move, that's when I stopped the match. Okay, here we go. It's 1 point.
But he faked.
No.
And so we've had actually, Larry,
Two.
the real oddball
Put him
thing of
easy.
2 penalty points
Top man on.
being the only points scored, an illegal head scissors and an illegal slam, resulting in 2 points for Dave Boyle of Oregon State. Stroudsburg coach contending that that call was really made by the Oregon State coach and not by the referee.
Yeah, Bob Dowling was not too happy about it. And usually you
One
see
green.
that call made the moment it happens, and not
Restart.
a minute
Center.
later.
I think that was the problem. I think had the call been made instantly, I think the East Stroudsburg coach would not have been so animated in his displeasure about that, but it was sort of a delayed call, in which he waited to see what the condition of the other
Up in
wrestler
there.
was. And I don't know if you should be doing that. It either's there when it happens or it isn't.
No, knees on the line. Neutral.
Out they go, still neutral, 3-0 for Dave Boyle of Oregon State.
You all right?
I'm still thinking about that. What you said.
Was I wrong? Or I
don't think
At least
so.
I got you thinking.
But his reasoning was that his concern was, the immediate concern was that of the wrestler. And you know, a lot of times in high school in particular, when it happens and you penalize the wrestler, there's a tendency to take a dive. By that I mean they just stay there and they win. In college, it's almost the opposite. But maybe that might not be a bad idea, that once he gets to his feet, then make the judgment. Because if you might say it's illegal, then he'll lie there and
Warning green, posting.
pull a Sandy. 7 seconds
Go
left.
to the center.
It's 3-0, 2 penalty points so far. On behalf of David Boyle.
Period ends.
Break.
3-0 lead for Boyle.
Okay, choice red.
But of course, Larry, just
Red
as
takes
frequently, even though you do have an
Turn
illegal
around, face
slam,
this way.
frequently there's just no consequences to it. It doesn't injure the other wrestler. And he might just, somebody can be the victim of an illegal slam and still pop up
green on
instantly and not be hurt, in which case you really could have called
Well,
it
the
as soon as it happened.
interpretation has to be between what is considered a forceful trip and what is an illegal slam. I know Dale Young up there in Penargil will be screaming up and down, but the referee's in command of the situation, and he made the call, and it's history.
3-0 lead, Dave Boyle, who was seeded 5th at this tournament. He's the lowest seed in the finals, seeded 5th. So if he wins, it will be something of a major surprise here. But as Larry mentioned, very difficult to seed tournaments so early in the year when you haven't seen wrestlers in any dual matches. There's been some tournament action, of course.
Restart.
Well, Barry's doing
Right down.
okay. I had a note from Pete Nevins, the sports information director up at East Stroudsburg, and he told
right
me to
down.
look out for, of course, Kubo.
Green on
He
top.
said Annabelle Nieves at 34, and Terry Barry 42. He feels they're going to be placers. Well, you saw Kubo win, and here's Barry in the finals, but he's a short end of a 3-0 decision at this time with 1:05 left in the third period. But at least these two wrestlers have dumped the 1 and 2 seeds. Boyle hammering Lehigh's Frick, and Barry knocking off Cesare, who was a former Lehigh Valley product.
45 seconds to go. And in order for Barry to win this, he will have to get a reversal and predicament. Or so he does manage one now, so a takedown could tie it. Riding time not a factor. 41 seconds to Dave Boyle. So Terry Barry of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, from East Stroudsburg, on the right with a takedown could tie it. But Boyle countering as they go off the mat with 15 to go.
So the difference right now is the penalty points. The illegal headlock, which we couldn't see from this distance. And then the slam I couldn't see because the referee was right in the middle. Barry's got nothing left but to shoot something, and he's going to try a headlock, and he misses it. And okay, he loses 5-1. But he gives it a shot, and he gave it a real try.
5-1. Boyle winning for Oregon State, so he becomes the
Green's winner.
Tournament champion at 142
Green
pounds.
comes to the side.
At 150, at 142, Boyle of Oregon State gave the Oregon State team championship at that weight class with a 5-1 win over East Stroudsburg's Terry Barry.